Hey, how do you feel? I mean, it's been a massive year for you, obviously. Origin, what happened with your dad? Right, you know, the finals, yeah.
Look, it's obviously a cherry on top. You don't play these games for accolades. You like to play just to obviously wear the jersey, and they just come along the way. And very, very grateful with my teammates. They pretty much instilled the belief and played the way that I like to play. And I created some opportunities tonight. Some of the boys probably deserved a bit more accolades than what I did today, but in saying that, very, very grateful and very happy to be able to play for the Australian jersey.
You've got the Fulton-Reilly medal, obviously two legends of the game. What does that mean to you for medals?
Yeah, look, it's very humbling. I think it's been 23 years since we played here, so to have my name etched in history and it won't ever go away, and be able to obviously grow, get about 60, 70, maybe 80, hopefully get that far. And be able to tell my grandchildren and even my kids, they probably won't remember this. They're about 3, 2 and 1, so to be able to tell them that Dad played some footy and played okay every now and then will be something to go down with me, and I'll be able to tell them when I get a little bit older.
Cameron, you're an outstanding performance. You're a difference maker. You're a creative quality.
Yeah.
How would you describe your performance? Is it one of your best of your career over the 3 matches internationally?
Yeah, look, I've played some pretty good games. I've been lucky enough to play in Origin games and delivered, and I think it's probably been my best Australian series. I think I've had some really good handful of games in the World Cup a couple of years ago, but I've also had some mediocrity ones too. So yeah, look, it's been probably a whirlwind to be able to play with some of these guys. And it's crazy. The older you get, the more smarter you get. I think it's something that you get in your game. You understand the game a little bit more. You pick your opportunities, but when you're a bit of a young kid, you just want to play footy and just be all about the big play. So for me, it's just to dissect it and just be a little bit smarter with the way I want it to play. And it worked tonight. It's not always going to work, but I'm very happy with the way we all play as a group.
Are you looking forward to being instrumental in Australia winning on home soil in the World Cup? I mean, that's the ultimate, isn't it?
I've been pretty lucky enough to be in the 2017 World Cup team. I didn't play, but I was in the squad. So yeah, I was a pretty young kid, didn't understand the whole heap of it. You know, I was probably about 21, 22. So to be able to get there in home soil, give ourselves an opportunity to play. But in saying that too, I've got to be injury free and being healthy and playing some good footy next year. Doesn't mean even though I wanted to play the series this year, doesn't mean I'm given the jersey next year. I've got to work hard, even harder. And you've got guys like Ethan Strange, Tommy Tidd, we've got some great players in our spine and in our halves that can deliver on the big stage, and I'm going to be able to do that next year. If I don't, it could be a different story.
Cam, what do you think the difference is between the NRL and Super League and Australia and England?
There's not a whole heap of difference. I think they're a very good side. They're very, very skillful. I just think the way the game's played, with our referees, there's a lot of ball in play. It's a lot faster, a bit more fatigue in the game. Does that mean we might be a little bit fitter? Who knows? I think the way the game's played over in Australia, everyone's so excited on how fast it is, how exciting it is, and you see a lot more points put on, and there's a lot more fatigue in the middle where you look at the first game, even though there was flow with the England ref, there was a lot of stacks, there was a lot of blokes in the tackle, very slow to, you know what I mean? Like defensive lines were very able to get set. You can have a breather, where when you play that style of footy in like an Origin arena, you can't breathe. Like you got to just somehow find a way and find a gear. So for us, obviously, hopefully the NRL can buy the Super League, or not buy the Super League, but be able to have a relationship with them and be able to build that bridge of international footy, and then also bring in some Englishmen, because there's some very skillful Englishmen over here. Bring them over to the NRL, you never know. Like look at Herbie Farmer, Sammy Burgess, the Burgess twins. Like there's been some great players, James Graham. Like there's some great players over here. We just got to try and build that bridge of getting them over here. I think it's very hard. So the more the NRL can get involved and be able to financially help them, I think it's going to be great for our game internationally. And fingers crossed we can do something special.
You're happy Javo wasn't there on your shoulder?
I had to look left and right to me today. I was a bit worried about the security. Our media manager and our security at the Aussies, they're not very good by the sound of it. So, who knows, mate? He actually messaged me the other day asking for a beer. So,
yeah, he's been messaging Steve Mascot to get
your
number.
He's been trying to get me. I'm not giving
him my number. Beer with
he wants to have a beer with me, but hey, I'll keep that nice and clear.
How was the Ashes experience for you?
I loved it. I love coming over to England. I love just playing footy. You don't get this opportunity a whole heap. My first ever time to play against England was an Ashes series, so it's pretty crazy. I've been professionally playing footy for 12 years, and I've only played England once, 3 times now. So it's pretty disappointing, only because our game's so big over here in the north and so big in Australia, and it's nice to play over here. There's some great players over in England, and you never know. Mate, they're going to be very hard to beat next year. They'll build on that. There's some young players in their spine, very skillful players. They're going to get better, and we need to be better. And I'm excited for the World Cup next year if I get to play.
And the tour experience for you as well, being away from home for 3-4 weeks?
Living the dream. Everyone would love to be in my position. So it's one of those things. You can whinge and moan all about it, be a victim, but I miss my kids, I'm not going to lie. I miss my wife, but I'm here to do a job, here to play footy. I get paid to play footy. A lot of people are doing it tougher than me, so as long as I can go out there, give my back to the fans, be humble. We never know when I'm going to be back over in England, so the more I can give it back to the game. I remember when I was a kid once, and I still love rugby league and still will until I die. So it's just one of those things. There's a lot of probably media or a bit of backlash on how arrogant the Australians are, but at the end of the day, we're just very confident in our game. But off the field, wouldn't meet a nicer bunch of good people, you know. So it's just one of those things. We all want to win, we want to compete, and sometimes the sportsmanship might go out the window, but that's footy. That just brings that rivalry and brings how much love we have for our game. And like you said, if I see one of the English players off the field, I'll have a beer with them and have a chat with them. And we've got so much time for everyone. And you never know when your time's up, mate. So you don't want to be an arrogant person.